Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we've got some more random, I guess not so random compared to some of the other videos, but some random gaming stuff nonetheless. This is mostly Nintendo related stuff, although there's also I believe some SNK and Sony stuff in here. So we'll be opening this up. It's a bunch of different promotional items, development items and other items you may not have seen before, as well as a couple rare games I'll say. So let's open this up and we'll have a look through it. I've already opened the lid, and that's because they've added just a couple of items that came in a different box into this box, so to save us from having to open up two separate packages. So we'll start just like this. This one is just a VHS tape. Let's get it out of the bubble wrap. Probably would have been an easier way to cut this open. There we go, that's in a plastic bag as well, so we'll cut that off. So there we go, we've got a cassette tape. Do not touch the tape inside, so that's not, although you can't really unless you trigger that to unlock it. This is a Nintendo Super Famicom VHS tape for Super Mario Kart. It should just be a promotional video that was used in store at some point, but as you can see, not really that much tape, but considering how much tape there is on here, it's probably of at least a decent length for a promotional ad. Probably some other clips or something, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe at some point we can check it out and see what's actually on it. So put this one to the side. Next is a bigger one. Cut it open here. I'm not sure how much of this I can actually show. So this is one of the items that is in a different box, which is the reason it's got those not be taped to the front of it. Oh, let's clean that. Yeah, this was in with a bunch of Family Computer Disk System discs that I'll be opening up at some point in the future, so that's why these are here. So I took just that one item out. This is a blackjack game. That side can be shown as a bit worried. That might show something that's not YouTube friendly. And so these will put with those other games, so we can have a look at those when I unbox them. You can see this is from Hacker, which is the same company that made that unlicensed disc copy tool, as well as some of the other unlicensed games we looked at in the past. So if we open this up, this one is, there we go. And it also has some other Hacker games, but there's cartridges in this lot as well. Blackjack, side A, some tape on the side. The disc must have fallen apart and that's holding it together. Bit of a shame there, but as you can see it's an unlicensed one. It says Pro Disc. You've got the notches for the copy protection with Nintendo logo normally is. Pretty basic design. It's just like a little sleeve in there. And there's some booklet in here. It's pretty basic. Wait, that side's okay as well. I know this company does do some adult themed games, so I was a bit worried that was going to show something. Here we've got another promotional thing. This is a promotional version of a game cartridge for the Famicom. This is a Konami cartridge. So some promotional cartridges, or ones that are used in store, were like basically development versions of the cartridges, where this should just be a slightly different version of the same cartridge. Oops. There we go. So this one is RC80, not for sale, sample. It's got code, version, date, those aren't filled in. So interesting, even though it is a Konami cartridge, Konami normally uses their own cartridges they made in-house, but this is a regular Famicom one, just with a specific label on top, instead of the other ones that normally have a little hole in the side. I'm not sure whether it's reprogrammable UV ROMs in here or whether it's the mask ROMs. If it's a sample version, I imagine it's probably early in production before they had mask ROMs, so it's probably just like a actual writable one. I'm not going to crack this open, but at some point again, I'll try this and see what game's actually on it. unless it is the RCA on the title. Maybe that's what the game is called. I'm not exactly sure. Next thing is this, which is for the, let's cut this open first, for the Nintendo Switch, so a bit of a more recent item. So far, Super Nintendo to Famicom items. So this is for the controllers on the Famicom. I'll leave it in there for what, and I just don't want to damage it because it's pretty well taped off. This is for the Joy-Cons. It's a PCB that's been used at some point. You can see BJVCR main 01, side B, and side would be side A. So it's just like a PCB that is what's left after the PCB for the Joy-Cons is cut out of. So I'll put that to the side as well. We have this, which is Phineas and Ferb development cartridge for the DS. So here we go. This was by the seller, Phineas and Ferb Ride Again. And here's our cartridge. Under there should be a save chip as well. So 512 is the actual been built, and the 64K is the little daughter board that fits on for the save RAM. But they're mostly at this point have died, these rewritable ones, so it's good that we do stuff one that does work. I know I've got a couple more similar items, but those I don't think all work. So we've got some more not for sale. These ones actually for the PlayStation Portable. So this is IRAM, this is PlayStation something Volume 8. This one is Volume 12, and this is just a regular one. This one does say not for sale anyway. I think these actually were some other promotional items because it's part of a series and they all say not for sale on them. So that's just another item. Okay, here is another game. This one has two little daughter boards, they're not actually in it. So I imagine similar to this one, but it's got a little sticker there with what games on it. This one, you can see it's where it's slightly yellow. Probably used to have the same thing, but I imagine this one is broken and that's why they've just taken the sticker off so they could sell it as a blank one essentially. Although it doesn't work. I have had a look at some of these ones in the past. Generally not much luck, but I also have these two daughter boards at least that came with it. Which, I'm not sure whether these would still work, but we don't really have any way to test it. If you want to have multiple save files, you can swap those out with one on one of these. Yeah, but anyway, see this is Nintendo DSi specific one, so it's white, it's 4 gig, which is much bigger than that 512 meg one, although this one is broken, so not much use. GWL, that's Twilight, the DSi. Just another random game. This is a demo only, not for resale game, Loco Roco. This is a English language one. Just randomly in there. Got this one, which is usually a pocket game. Let's see which one's on there, because that's covering where the label goes. I know I've got a couple of these. I think I've got some previously as well. Yeah, it looks like that's Sonic the Hedgehog, which would be the first Sonic the Hedgehog game to launch on a non-Sega console. That's Sonic the Hedgehog Portable. That one there, and I think I do have another one here. So something F Contact, another not for sale promotional game from Use Your Pocket Color, which was a system released by SNK. Another dev cart. We have this one, which is a Game Boy cartridge. I can see let's see if we can get this daughter board off. It's quite big. There you go, little dip switches, which the only 2 chips on it, so I imagine depending on which chips you put on it, you change the dip switches to basically map to them. This little daughter board, it's got a single chip there. Not exactly sure what that's for, whether that's save maybe. Could be. I know some of these save chips are by that size. There's a bunch of different chips here, and you connect that, so maybe also that maps to which of these. I'm not exactly sure. Some switches, so I guess ROM. I assume that's the ROM size then, so those would be for the ROM size. Yeah, I assume there's no game on this, otherwise it probably would have been sold like the other one with a label. That's a pretty large cartridge. I do have a bunch of DS cartridges in here, so let's get some of these little ones out. That's probably about all of the regular ones. Let's start with this one. It's another one of these yellow cartridges we've looked at in the past, which were basically rewritable ones. SOK. No, it's not another of these elements. SOK is SDK, I'm not really sure. It's got a version number, and if we look, it does have some text here. It's got a date on it, 2012. Not sure. This one probably wouldn't work given how bad that crack on the side is. We've got another one here. This one doesn't have a label on it. Slightly better condition otherwise. We have another one here. This one also has a label, although it's a bit more worn on the bottom. We've got another one here which has got a thicker label on it, sort of sticking out in the corners as well. This one is 2011, so slightly earlier than that one. Similar label design at least. It says some text about CPU, so maybe CPU checker of some sorts. Well, it's a CTR, so that'd be 3DS one. The last one here is this one, which is a 3DS one. This is intended DS and not 3DS, which I think is different to the actual 3DS cartridges. This one's definitely not going to be able to be played anytime soon, because look at that. Please destroy it. It's number 2765. I'm not exactly sure what this cartridge is, or probably some sort of test 3DS cartridge. Let's put those ones to the side. There's another one I just spotted in here of these yellow ones. Oh, this one's a bit more difficult to get open. There we go, so another one is missing the label. That's 586. They do all have numbers on the back of it, looks like. That's just a piece of foam that's randomly in there. Do have some more DS cartridges. So this one is Sony DS Flashcard 512 plus 64 ROM, so it's the same as the other one essentially, it's a different game on it, so that one should work as well. And we've got another one here which is blank. It's broken in the corner, so probably wouldn't fit anything. It's not like one that has a memory and everything on it. It's got like a separate connector there compared to the memory, so it's like a breakout board for the DS of some sort. Let's put that one there. Let's have another flash cartridge. So here we go. This one is SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePants. Assume that's just mistitling of it. It should be SpongeBob SquarePants Atlantis or something similar to that. And it's wrapped in a bag, I guess, which is quite a pain. All taped up as well. There we go. So it also has some information about which switches go, and there are two switches in there. This is Game Boy Advance, similar to one of the Rumble cartridges. There's the back. That's just a regular Phillips head screwdriver instead of the Tri-Wings, or yeah, it was Tri-Wings on the Game Boy Advance. You can sort of see there's also a starter board in there as well. Next, we do have a Game Boy Color game. Let's take this one out. I haven't really seen any not for sale this Game Boy Color games. As you can see, it says not for sales there, and it's a bit interesting that the motherboard here doesn't even fill up the entire space. This is an official like release version. It's interesting it doesn't actually fill up the space, but that's like a budget saving thing, because if you look up this motherboard design, there's a number on the side there. It is one that exists for actual release games as well. Let's put that in there. Now I'm not going to open these, but these are a series of Joy-Cons, allegedly prototype ones of different colors. If you look on the back, it does say controller prototypes. Well, there's detail there for the code's all the same, so I'm not exactly sure. It's a little bit crooked. I've also seen some speculation that these aren't actually prototypes, they just say that. And then apparently from official molds someone got in China, they've been basically making a bunch of these in different colours and just screen printing that on the back. Not really sure. I've got some here. Oh, we've got another 3DS cartridge. This one's in better condition. Comes with a little bonus screw, and this is a CTR Guide boot card, European version. This is used for the original version of the Louvre 3DS. So the original versions, they got rid of some time in the past, had official cartridge which would boot them and get them to basically launch a piece of code that was stored on the SD card, whereas the later versions just had the cartridge slot blocked off and just had custom firmware to automatically launch it. Yeah, but it has a screw. So basically the idea is to stop people from moving this. So tri-ring screw, and on the cartridge slot not only be a screw to hold that in, but this screw goes straight through this cartridge and then through there to where that screw would originally be. So it's quite long, and basically it would screw in there, keep that all together. Put it this way so I don't lose the screw. Next we have a Super Famicom cartridge. So we did have our Super Famicom tape. Let's see what's in our cartridge. Let's get that off. And this is Batman Returns, spelled incorrectly. This is a Super Famicom cartridge. This is like a prototype type game. Also interesting, it does use this Phillips head screws as well instead of those security bits they normally use. Which apparently this one is a slightly different version from the retail one that was also used promotionally. And there is also, if you look online, some interesting differences that you can find. Let's put that one to the side there. So we have another game by Hacker here, so we'll open this up. This should be a cartridge based one. So I'm going to show the front, I'm going to show the back of this because nothing bad on there, but a bit worried that it might be slightly too far for what YouTube might accept, but it's no nudity for this. This is AV Hanafuda. It's actually bulging this case. Here is the game cartridge, so it's actual branded Hacker cartridge. Slightly different design to any of the cartridges I've seen in the past. Let's just try to put in however it fits. I understand why it was bulging. It's difficult to figure out which way this is supposed to actually go. I think that's it, and then that way it should just fit in properly. That volume apparently was 7,800 yen at one point, which is quite a lot. Next we have some more games. So this one is another Super Famicom cartridge, similar to that one. Obviously we'll see as soon as we have it out of the plastic, but it is also slightly different. So unlike this one, which has like a yellowed, yeah, this one doesn't even have the label there. Anyway, this one is called Devil's Course and it has a stamp that says sample. This one just has a sticker that's printed and placed on it. Slightly better condition, this one. Now this one here, you can cut it out. There's also another copy of AV Hanafuda, which is the same game, but different, although it is probably about half a dozen different games that they released through this style. And then this one here is another Famicom cartridge. Like that one, it's just an unlicensed game, which I guess isn't really special for the original Famicom, because there's a lot of unlicensed games. In fact, most of them are unlicensed, or at least a good portion of them are. Even Konami, Namco, etc. all had their own styles. This is called Volgard Famicom, so DBF-VL would be what it is. But this is a sticker that's stuck on what looks like a retail Nintendo style cartridge. Here we go, date 85, 9th month, 22nd day. Number, so that's sort of destroyed there. That's another sample game. I know some of these ones, maybe even DBSoft as well, had slightly different versions of ROMs for the promotional ones, although I'm not sure. A lot of them are just the retail version. Some of them, for example, do say like sample, and even have like the date burnt on the title screen for when it's being released. So this is probably it's a bit more interesting. This is a Super Smash Bros. Game for the GameCube. Different cover compared to the regular version. It's a not for sale version, which I believe was used as a sort of promotional item for an event. There we go, different style of disc there. Let's close that up. Yeah, that's really something I've seen before. We're getting to the end as well. So we have this, which is a GameCube memory card. It's aging BH. Aging is what basically any of the test cards, even the original NES had the aging card, which was a pretty cool random game just to make sure it's run. There's generally aging cards that do like tests and burn-ins and something like that to make sure the systems work. This I don't think is ever going to work, and not exactly sure would be even originally been on here. As you can see, that's pretty broken. Probably no chance of even being able to test that. So I guess the last thing in this lot is this, which is another item by Hacker. So we've got this Famicom Disk System game from them, and got the physical cartridge, but this Famicom one had in a box. But this is more of a flat package. Actually, is it Hacker? No, it's not. This is just a different, or it is Hacker. It's got the little sticker there. Oh yeah, I definitely can't show the entire back of that. Here's the front of the game. It's like a big version of the small little thing that this was in the little cardboard thing. Yes, that's the title screen. Hacker will open this up. So it's number 4 in a series. That's looks like instructions. Then here is the actual game itself, a little mini version. There's a number 4 written on it. Some more information there. Let's see what color cartridge it is. It's a white one. And this one says lipstick. That's a different style of unlicensed quick disc. So I'll put that in. I can't show the back of the box. I can describe it. There is, but in one of the pictures at the bottom, slight upper nudity visible. So we'll not put that on screen. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. If you like the video, if there's something you want to see more of, leave a comment down below. Maybe I can make some short, I probably will. It's a bunch of interesting things like this to show off. But we'll leave the video here. Like if you liked, comment down below your thoughts on these future, and subscribe to things like this in the future.
Yeah.